Hey everyone, Sunraikai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 11th episode of the third season of Shinigami Bocchan to Kuro Maid. And yeah, things are pretty hectic and crazy right now. Lots going on. Let's just jump on in and see exactly how things pick up from where we left off. So, three, two, one, five. And we are starting just right with the opening this time, which I am certainly okay with. You won't hear any complaints from me. At least about that, not in general. My voice sounds a little bit odd. I don't know if it's actually it sounds different through the microphone, but I feel like I sound a little bit different. But it's fine as long as you can hear me. And one of the problems with 3D anime and how like uncommon they are is that sometimes one will remind me of another, just on that basis. Like this show is not similar at all to High Score Girl, but occasionally when I see Alice in the animation style, I think of High Score Girl. Anyway, friends, a broken curse, and then oh yes, you have the tornado. She's a little bit dirty. That's the bad thing about white. It shows everything. Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, that looked kind of bad, but she says she's gonna be reborn, so she should come out better. I we'll just watch. Oof, oof. Yeah, let's let's put up a guard. Good idea, guys. That was an interesting sound effect. Oh, time stopping. I think. Yeah, I guess he can do that. Like we're finally glad to see you. Understandable. Get a room, you two. We're kind of doing something. No. Yeah, you'll have to find it first. It's around here somewhere. Just oh, there you go. As always, Dolph is a keeper. Yeah, like the one good thing she did in the whole show. Just couples left and right in this show now. Oof. And they're going all out with the animation this episode. Like right out the gate, just a lot of action and some interesting sound effects. But like, well, there you go. I expected it to be longer. Do I get to go next? I guess this is her reborn. I'm so glad the sisters get to actually share a hug. Oh yeah, she's definitely reborn. That's like, cause that's like a complete 180. That is most likely, yeah, for that. That's definitely for the best. You've already messed with the timeline enough, probably. She has such a different feel to her once, like, the crazy's off of her. Like, I almost missed the crazy eyes. But yeah, definitely, I mean, mission accomplished. It seems like. Is he gonna get big? Come on, let me see him. Yeah, he's definitely aged. Hmm. We better. Peace, peace. Yeah, this is the big one. This is the whole show right here. The goal. It almost feels unreal that's about to happen. But as always, yeah, she just snap of her finger, it's done. And good idea to test it on a flower before a person. I'm with you there. But yeah, it's not dying. That would be horrible if she was just messing with him and that was like a fake flower, then he goes to touch Alice and kills her. That'd be insanely dark. But this is the real big one. I would take the glove off. Ah, fingers laced, it's so lewd. But it's okay. Man, how long have we wanted this? Has everyone wanted this? You got a little bit on your nose. I'm pretty sure like all of her is quite warm. She is not gonna let go of him anytime soon. I tell you that. Of course. That poor potential man. There's still, yeah, I was pretty sure there's plenty of episode left. They're making it look like it was the end. I'm trying to fool me. Viola bent over the table quite nicely there. Yeah, that was the point. Now it's her turn to hug him. And just a round of applause from Rob. He's such on these people like he's so dirty. So probably not how it was envisioned, you know. But it's okay. Big difference. Yeah, did that ever happen? That was not an answer. Ketu and Tetsu, I miss them so much. Can we go hang out with them? Go check on them? I brought a canteen. Of course. Oh, was that time magic? Or just teleportation magic? Important to clarify to the wife, I suppose. So, so here I go. There I go. Just I'm done. Bye bye. Yeah, that's not how she originally was. She talked. And yeah, she's so glad she can touch her brother. It's cute. Why the tongue though? That was a great Kya. I get the camera was behind the portal, but it just looked really odd. Like they were being engulfed by darkness. Breaking your curse party, let's go. I was here for emotional support. I was a great cheerleader. As expected, they are still holding hands. Yeah, that's definitely not the best news ever for you, but that sound like coping, but sure, if you say so. He's not a hard person to read. But Alice is just waiting for sure to be finally, to be alone with Bocchan. That's what she's waiting for. Yeah, definitely some decisions that have to be made. And even the sisters are holding hands. I love it. It's such a better relationship now. Yeah. So this is kind of the last real conflict, I guess, dealing with this issue. But we always knew we'd have to cross this bridge. I'm surrounded by cats. Still have a decent chunk of episodes left, so definitely want to know what she's thinking about. I mean, in the general sense, I know what she's thinking about, but more specifically, like, because it looks like she might just be running away. Like, I don't want to get in the way of your, family and responsibilities and all that sort of thing. Because that can happen sometimes. It kind of looks like what we're doing here. Yeah. Yeah, it's what I was afraid of. What's he holding? Piece of paper. Oh. Oh, okay. So he's not a complete traitor. I mean, I was pretty sure on that. He knows what he wants. Definitely not true. Keto and Teto. Like nice purple blush that she has. Shoulder. But yeah, Bocchan's not gonna let you get away that easily. There's a hair on my mic, okay. Or you gotta just land on top of it like an action movie? Like he rides a flying carriage or whatever? Is that what we're doing? Well, you made it. Yeah, we're on a train. How far do you expect to get? Like, not only is it limited space, it's also narrow. You like can't even really hide. Yeah, that's kind of how it works. Eventually, a dead end. We only have one Alice, except for there was I think there was that one fantasy where there was more, but that doesn't mean he can give up. You leaving would be what costs him happiness. That's a simple fact there. She's missing. Actually, kind of getting chills right now. And that's what it boils down to right there. That line. Pop the question too. I mean, confessions don't get any more straight, clear, and okay. I think that was a yes. Title drop. There's a title drop. The English titles subtitle kind of made that less clear, but no, that was a full title drop. But but yeah, actually, never really thought. What is the like English title for this show? I think that might be it. Yeah, which because Shinigami Bocchan to Kuro Maid, what that would translate to is Death God Bocchan and the Black Maid. That's a literal translation right there. I actually didn't realize that the localized title was phrased that way. I mean, it's fine. I just didn't know, but whatever. Anyway, I really enjoy title drops, especially final episode, like the last scene. It's best time to have them. But yeah, there's a lot to unpack with this episode. Man, where do I start? Honestly, I'm surprised that there's an episode left because this kind of wrapped things up for the most part. I guess next episode is kind of gonna be explaining to the family what's up, that we're Mary and Alice, and they just have to hashtag deal with it. I guess that's probably what the bulk of next episode is going to be about. But as far as this episode goes, we wrapped up things with Shaded pretty quickly, like the magic going out of control. Shaded going headfirst into it, taking care of it. Didn't struggle too much on that. Just kind of sucked it back into herself, right? And now we have the reborn Shada. Like, it's a good term for it because she's like completely different person, you know? Like, which is, man, what do we even say about that? I mean, I feel like the level of crazy that she had couldn't be cured so quickly, so easily, but just something kind of had to roll with, I guess. But it's definitely jarring to see her like that. Because, I mean, Daleth had a lot of character development, right? But it wasn't the same kind of like snap turn, like immediate sort of thing. Like the same thing that shot I went to. I mean, I know there's some recency bias there. Like maybe if I went back to the Daleth stuff, but I feel like it was more gradual. But anyway, definitely new Sade that's taken some getting used to for sure. Like I got really attached to those like crazy eyes of hers, and you know, like I hated her, but she was a fun character to hate. And now we just have like a normal witch girl for the most part. That's kind of like less interesting than Daleth is kind of what we're left with here. But as narratively, like they got their mission, like they befriended her, they got the curses lifted. Like from their perspective, they got nothing to complain about. So I suppose I shouldn't complain about it too much, but it is what it is. So Nico is old, which I mean that's gotta suck. Like I know that was the whole goal, but like be being old sucks. Getting old sucks. The only reason humans can handle it to any degree is because it's such a gradual process. You don't really notice it. Like, but if you go from being like a spry young man full of energy and agility to again a snap turn into being an feeble old man, like it's gonna really suck. So you know that sucks for him. I wonder if there's a way that we could have maybe like made it a gradual undoing of the curse, like maybe over the course of a month or so, just get older and older. But just a thought. And as far as Bocchan's curse getting lifted, which I want to go to that section because he's very dirty. He has his gloves on, which he touches her with, and that's bothered me a little bit. Not mostly because like that's not what I would do. Like Alice, he has wanted to be able to touch her for so long, and when he finally does, he doesn't do it directly skin to skin. He does it with a dirty glove. Like it's not like it would be that difficult to just rip the glove off real quick and then do it. So I just feel like it spoils it. Not even so much from a viewer perspective, just from his perspective. Like he kind of screwed himself over a little bit, made it not as great of a thing as it could have been to have the first touch be skin to skin. So I feel like that was just a mistake on his part. Like, not that I blame him too much. Emotions are very high here. He probably didn't really think about it. So I'm not gonna call him like an idiot or anything like that. I just feel like that a mistake was made there. So just sharing little thoughts I've had on the episode here and there, because that was another one that was definitely on my mind for a good chunk of the episode. But but yeah, definitely did not spoil the emotional impact of the scene, though, like from a viewer perspective, because this is what they both wanted for so long, and they can finally do it. Many tears are being shed. The friends in the background are happy, Cuff, just like tears are flowing on her end as well. Just we have the POV shot from Bocchan seeing her face, seeing Alice's face was really good too. And that pretty much resolves everything. Next time we come home, Sade just sitting there playing chess like she owns the place, which is a little bit slow to notice Sade was there because I had a viola butt sticking towards me. So that's the reason for that. But even she's excited to have Oni-chan back to normal. She can touch him, so now we're gonna have lots of Emoto hugs going forward, which is great. Just all the little celebrations and stuff was definitely nice. And like I said, the sibling relationship between Sade and Daleth, it's great to see that. I made no secret in my reactions that I love seeing siblings get along well with each other, especially sisters. So I will take that all day. The sisterly hand holding, the hugging, maybe some kissing at some point. Like I will gladly take all of that. the show will give me. So no complaints there. All positives. We even teleported over to see the grandparents and get to greet them, talk about some important things, and then shot a little like I don't even know what you call it, like okay, I'm done, bye bye. Little scene we had there. That was funny. I did enjoy that a little bit, but of course we got a little bit of bad news there. I mean, nothing we didn't already know. Like we always knew it would be an issue, but it was always for like pushing it on the back burner because the curse had to be lifted before that problem was definitely a case of we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. That's always what that problem has been. But we got to the bridge in this episode, and decisions had to be made. But not until after we had the little celebration. I did enjoy Cuff clarifying that she's clumsy. She didn't really do much to help, but she had the right spirit. So that was nice. But when Bocchan was sleeping, Alice took off, which didn't really surprise me too much. I mean, it surprised me a little bit in the sense that, like, I didn't want it to happen, so I think it may have pushed that possibility to the back of my mind. But once I saw I think it was when I saw the envelope that it got pushed back to the front, and in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get this was kind of how it was gonna be. Even as I was talking about it out loud, I was still like in half denial. Almost talking about like, well, it's the possibility. I guess that could be the case, but not I don't not necessarily. Still in that kind of coping mode, but eventually it made itself clear. Now she is leaving, but also in usual, cliche fashion, girl leaves, the guy rushes after her. They meet up. She's like, "No, you're supposed to let me go." It's like, "No, I love you." And then we stay together. A little bit of cliche and kind of in romance kind of stuff, but no, none of it's cliche for a reason. This is good stuff. Rob was somewhat treacherous, because he's supposed to prioritize the master of the house, Bocchan, but literally conspired with the maid against him to deceive him. So definitely not admirable, but he made up that ground with letting him know where Alice is. I don't know if that completely makes up for it, but I think that's a little bit debatable, especially if you take into consideration the end result. Everything worked out, so can't be too mad at Rob really. But for a little bit, I was just like, the audacity of this man. I thought I knew you. I had a little bit of that in the back of my head, but Rob's cool. I can't stay mad at him for too long. But yeah, trained, you can't go very far. Like because she tried to escape, but like she's not athletic. She's not a witch or a demon or anything. She's not gonna jump off there and be okay. So she couldn't. That was as far as she could go. So he has a captive audience now and is able to say what he wants to say, and she could do nothing about it. So that was good. But we talked things out. Tears were shed. Feelings were conveyed, and yeah, just marriage proposal, acceptance. It's a done and said and done deal now. Next episode, all we really have to do, I think, is just make things clear to the family. Like, I guess this is pretty much going to result in Walter taking the throne, like, you know, inheriting it, and maybe Bocchan getting disowned and having to work a 9 to 5 job somewhere to put bread on the table. Like that could be where things are going. We'll see. But I think we established that he is okay with that if that's what it takes to be with Alice, because he loves her and she is just the best. Just she's the best. Money, power, influence. Alice, it's a pretty easy choice. Let's be honest. But and I think that's everything I had to say on the episode. Like I feel like I had a lot of nitpicks that I talked about, but none of which really bothered me too much. Just things I wanted to talk about mostly. Aside from the Shade one, because like whenever they do that with a show, they take a character and they want to convert that character into like an ally or something similar, and they like completely change their personality to make that happen, right? Or anything in that kind of vein, right? Like although it feels like it might not be the best way to phrase it, because rather than a complete personality shift, it's more like a lot of that just emotional junk that was infecting her mind just kind of got cleansed out, almost like lifting a curse, and then her true personality is underneath. Like, I get it's like a bit more like that, but just from an end result viewer perspective, like, I liked my crazy, unhinged, wide-eyed Sade that just hurts people and doesn't care at all. And like considering most of that was all that was pretty much most of her personality, all the things I just kind of described there. So once you just get rid of it, you get a much more bland character. Not completely bland, like you could definitely tell there's a little bit of her original charm in there. Like I said, the goodbye that, you know, after she said her stuff to the grandparents, you know, I could tell that there's a little bit of that Sade charm left in her, demonstrated in that scene. But I just feel like I lost a lot of entertainment value for this character through that. Like again, I get that it has to be that way if they want her to be like just they wanted the friendship rat wanted her to be a member of our circle of friends. They kind of had to do that. But that's also why I was initially against, you know, doing that, right? Because you had to make so much changes to make this work instead of just killing her, you know, which would have been a very different ending. Which I still think I'm leaning towards preferring that. But as far as like entertaining story goes, I think that would have been more entertaining. But in like a happy ending sort of way, this is definitely better. So I guess those two forces are just kind of like conflicting in my head. What's just more entertaining from a viewer perspective, and what's just a happier, good ending for the cast of characters, right? Because you can't be mad at the characters for wanting an ending that's good for them, you know, because it's not their job to prioritize my feelings. That's the job of the writers. Yeah, we're getting a little bit too meta here, so I'm probably gonna end this off really. But yeah, just one episode left, really. And I'm definitely gonna miss some of these characters when the show is over. That's for sure. But yeah, that's all I got. So thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye bye.